Hey everybody, welcome back to Illiterate Book Club. I am Matt.
I'm John.
And this is our spoiler free? Yes,
Yeah.
no spoiler review of Joker.
Joker, yeah, we just watched it.
We literally just watched it, so
Literally.
I'm literally a little, I don't know, shaken up. I don't know
I don't know why. My ribs are hurting. I laughed so hard.
That's why I'm shaking, because you're right beside. No, okay. So, what are your general thoughts? Obviously, no spoilers.
No spoilers. This is a tragic movie. Like, not in the sense of its production or acting. All of that was amazing. This is literally a tragedy.
Yeah.
And it's, if you're not good with awkward and dark and complex emotions, this is not the movie for you.
And that's why. No, I'm just kidding. I really liked it as well. I was a little nervous going into it, to be honest, because sometimes with horror movies and things like that, if they're overly gruesome or overly over the top, I can feel a little sensitive to that, and also some of the mental illness stuff. I have some family stuff that's kind of, it just reminded me of that.
Yeah.
But overall, like I didn't feel it. I thought it was a very good character study. You know what I mean? Like, and what can develop, and I don't know if I would ever really go back and watch this or anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
And we just saw this, so I'm literally trying to process it as I go. But as far as the overall story and the social commentary that it was discussing, I felt that it was really strong. I mean, yeah. And one thing, and we'll go in back and forth about certain things, but one thing that really was striking to me was the cinematography. And I'll get into that a little bit more in the spoiler review.
We'll do a little more in-depth review that you'll post after this. If you already seen the movie, you should jump over to that one after you finish watching this one.
Absolutely. For sure. And so keep it running and like and subscribe.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so yeah.
All right. So in general, it is dark. There is what we call black comedy. I mean, it's really morbid sort of humor that goes on. But it doesn't fixate on that. Like, it's not trying to make jokes. It's just there are funny things that kind of happen, but there's also a whole lot of tragic things that happen. Yeah. And so there is a few violent scenes where there's blood and there's just on-screen violence. So if you're sensitive to that kind of thing, again, be leery of this. But overall, I liked it. And personally, especially, I'm a big Joker fan from the comics and from the animated series and from all the different iterations. And so I'm usually of the philosophy that I don't like to see origin stories involving the Joker, because I like that mystery a little bit. Mystery, and I like Joker being an enigma of sorts. But this is one that I'll give exception to. I mean, this really does have this interesting flavor to it of showing someone in complete downward spiral self-destruction. Right. And it shows, I'm a fan of it, as we were talking a little bit afterwards, for the fact that it shows a villain's sort of rise in the least glamorous way possible. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. And it's a villain you don't you can sympathize with some of the things he says, right? But there's no way you would find what he does to be something you'd want to imitate. For sure, and I think and I've heard other reviewers kind of say similar, that a lot of times the Joker is somewhat romanticized, or his charisma is romanticized. And I do feel an element of that in this to a certain degree, but at the same time, it almost has like a standoffish feel. I'm trying not to ruin anything, but it's very okay, if this was really happening, this is what it would be like. It's a very real portrayal, just like... Yeah, there's no mysticism, there's no magic, there's no, It's kind of like the Saving Private Ryan of comic book movies. Like, you have some war movies... No, you know what I'm saying? I get your comparison. It's very, a lot of times there's movies that, romanticize the idea of war to a certain degree, and, shows, these heroics, and there is heroics that happen in war, don't get me wrong, but Saving Private Ryan took a lot of that away
in the fact that it showed you this is what war really looks like.
Right.
And I feel like they did the same. Right. It didn't shy away, especially. And I felt like this was the same thing. This is what a villain really looks like. And this isn't a joke. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know.
And so, all right, well, we'll get into the deeper conversation about it and talk about the full thing in our next spoiler-free review, or spoiler review.
Yeah.
But for now, just if you haven't seen it yet, what's your rating?
One more thing. No spoiler. Joaquin Phoenix.
Amazing performance.
We didn't even say that.
Like, I almost, like, it really should go without saying, he's a great actor. Yeah, he's just an amazing actor, and
this is going to be an Oscar-nominated for actor. It will be.
He could win. I mean, I'm not really. Don't get into that stuff. It doesn't matter. He's a great actor, and this was a great performance
for sure. My score. There's a certain amount of the way I process movies, and I guess every experience can be different, but I like to process movies upon, rewatchability to a certain degree too.
All right.
So I feel like that will bring it down just a little bit for me, but I would give it a solid 8.7.
Okay. See, I'm gonna go for similar reasons. That's not one that I would probably go watch every day, but just on artistry alone.
Right.
I'm looking at, I'll go a point higher than you, 9.7. I would almost give it a 10 just because to me this is already a modern masterpiece. It has the hallmarks of great movies from previous eras that were just as thought-provoking and just as some hard to digest, but really solid movie making and storytelling. And you need those thought-provoking movies out there.
And you do, and I think it's just stylistically obviously 8.7 is a really high score, but that being said, stylistically, what I like about my movies is sometimes more of an escape and not necessarily a mirror. And also, even though I can say this is an excellent artist or artistic view and a singular experience that is absolutely worth having and is great, but since rewatchability is a factor to me, that's kind of what dings it for me. But anyways, what do you guys think? Drop in the comments below, let us know. Try to keep this one spoiler free.
If you've already seen it. If you haven't, are you excited about watching it? Are you a fan of the Joker or the DC universe and all that kind of stuff? Just let us know, and be sure to like and subscribe.
See ya.